It's that time of the month again. G'day to all you lovely people and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kathy and today we are going to talk about what I got up to in April. I love April because it is my birthday month. I don't know if others are like me, but I always look forward to my birthday because it is that one day in the year which belongs to me, and I guess other people born on the same day. I have a couple of announcements before I get on to what I got up to in April. I wanted to ask you guys to do something for me. I hate ads. I have mentioned this many times, and I actually want to switch ads off on my channel. Unfortunately, YouTube has decided that even if I don't want ads, they can still run them on my channel. So what I want to ask you guys to do is let me know if you do see any ads on the videos that I bring out from today onwards for, say, the next few weeks. And you can let me know down in the comments because, yeah, if they're not running them, then I might just switch them off entirely. But if YouTube is running ads and getting paid for it, then fine, they can give me the pittance that they give me for running ads on my channel. I just wish they gave us the choice, but unfortunately they don't. The second announcement is that I'm going to take a 2-week break from YouTube, starting from the day you see this video. You most likely will still see videos coming out, but I won't be around to answer comments because I want to take a complete break away from YouTube. I've been working so hard on the videos for the last 2 years, but I've hardly had any time off, and I'm feeling the need for it. So please don't think I'm ignoring you. I will definitely respond to any comments when I get back in 2 weeks' time. I turned 58 this birthday, and I have lived all my life in Melbourne, and I cannot get over the change in the weather. April has always been very cold. Not as cold as winter, but this is when the cold weather really starts digging in, I guess. And yet 2 weeks ago, we had a weekend where it got to 27 degrees Celsius. Just crazy. In the middle of April. Most of the month has had very mild weather. We've had some really warm days, then we've had some really cold days. Today is a cold day, and the nights are definitely getting chillier. And though part of me does like the winter, likes to be snug and warm inside, part of me just wants warm weather, especially as I know all of you who live in the Northern Hemisphere are heading into your summer. But that is just the way it is, right? When you have 4 seasons in a year. Anyway, so that's what the weather's been like. As for other things, it has been a kind of strange month, I think. I did get my glasses done, yay. Yeah, and these finally, after the 3rd try, these are really, really good and I'm very happy with them. So I've given in my old frames, which are my favorites, to get them done as well. But of course, you know, it wasn't that simple. I had to get them adjusted because they were hurting my ears. Now they're starting to slip down. And if you wear glasses, you know exactly what I mean. I hate this. Having to push them back up all the time. I've had them adjusted several times. I just can't quite get them right. But I'm happy with these. So yay, finally, right? I only took what? 6 months, 8 months, took quite a long time, though I'm blaming lockdown for that. What else did I get up to in April? As usual, I caught up with friends and family, and in fact, it was Greek Easter last Sunday. Now, I am an atheist, but I love getting together with my family and seeing them all together. And I do like some of the traditions that are associated with Greek Easter. A lot more than Christmas, actually. We crack the red eggs, right? My mum dyes them and then we crack them, which is always so much fun, especially for the kids. They just love it. And my cousin Jeannie came along as well, which was lovely. And her and my brother just made me laugh so hard because they were accusing each other of cheating. Yeah, all the things that we used to do when we were kids. So very nostalgic, I guess. It was really nice, except my poor little nephew, Lucian, he knocked his head and suffered a concussion. So big shout out to my nephew, Lucian, and of course to Karis as well. Unfortunately, something horrible also did happen in April. One of my cousins, the youngest actually in his family, who I used to live next door to until I was about 8 or so. So I was always close to his family. He suffered a massive heart attack and died at the age of 50. And it's just shocked everyone. It was so unexpected. He was healthy as far as we know. He left a young family as well. It was just really sad. I only went to the funeral a few days ago, and I think it's really brought my mood down, unfortunately. It just shows how unpredictable life is and that you need to treasure every single day because you don't know when your number is up. And it also unfortunately reminded me of losing my brother 3.5 years ago now. So yeah, it has been hard to kind of shake that off. Maybe you're not meant to. Maybe you're meant to think about it, contemplate your own life and appreciate what you do have and ensure that you take some joy in every single day. I don't know, but it makes you think very profound thoughts when you have an unexpected death in the family. I think so anyway. Let's move on from that because I don't want to bring everyone else down. But like I said, the funeral was only a few days ago, so it's still weighing on my mind a bit. Okay. A couple of my friends and family also caught COVID, but recovered very well, thankfully, because they were all triple vaccinated. Knock on wood, I haven't caught COVID yet, but I expect to at one point anyway. I still haven't been interested in doing a lot of reading regarding the news, though I do keep up with what's going on, but I'm just fed up with all the hypocrisy I'm hearing. Anyway, I don't want to go into that either. What else have I been doing in April? Oh, well, yes, because I spoiled myself on my birthday, I bought plants. Yeah, I haven't bought indoor plants for ages. In fact, I think the last time was last year. I might have bought a Micans because I thought my other was going to die, but I think that's all. So that was something really exciting that happened last month because I do love buying plants. I just know that there's a limit on how many I can look after. But perhaps because now I don't have to look after my garden, and I do feel I have gotten much, much faster at looking after the plants I do have, I thought let's try a few new ones. I bought 2 lots of plants from 2 different nurseries, and you can expect to see videos on that in the near future. My mum also gave me some money for my birthday, and of course I bought books with that because I don't have enough. No, I just brought out another massive book haul video, but hey, it was a present, right? It wasn't my money, so I felt like, well, I can buy anything I want, and I want books. I definitely need to join this Buyers Anonymous Club, I think. Yeah. I don't feel guilty. It was a present. So of course you can buy anything you like with a present, right? Yeah, that's how I see it. Okay. So what else did I do in April? I honestly can't remember. It seems like the month just flew past. I have been watching a little bit of TV, not a lot. I'm near the end of season 4 of Supernatural. I'm also watching a bit of Vikings, but not much because I want to finish that. I'm very close to the end. And I've been watching a little bit of YouTube, not a ton. I've been watching more book videos though, as I'm looking for some recommendations in relation to murder mysteries and things like that. I haven't been knitting as much because I got really frustrated with this jumper. I messed up. I always do. And I had to undo it 3 times. And I was so fed up. I was like, no, I don't want to knit. So it's not done. Usually that would have taken me 3 weeks, maybe less, maybe a bit more. It should have been done by now. But I'm in no rush either. It hasn't really been all that cold, which might be why I'm just not that interested in knitting. And I think with TV shows, for the last 10 years or so, I was watching so much TV, shows I mean, and movies that it's like, no, I've had enough of that and I need a break from that. So now I'm just not watching all that much. I'm loving Supernatural. I love seeing how the characters have changed and developed over the 4 seasons, but I'm not inclined to just rush through it. I'm taking my time with it, which means I'm enjoying it more. So of course, if I'm not watching TV, movies, videos or YouTube, then I have been reading. Yeah, I don't think that will surprise anyone. So what did I read? I finished The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman, which is this Thursday Murder Club sequel, which I really enjoyed, though it's a little different from the first because it also talks a bit about spies, which, yeah, I found a little bit harder to swallow given that they're octogenarians. But anyway, what else did I read? Of course I read Hercule Poirot, right? Yeah, how many did I read? Actually, I read 4 Agatha Christie's, only 3 were Hercule Poirot. I read Poirot's Christmas, which I actually did like. I also read The Hollow, Sad Cypress, and I just finished The Man in the Brown Suit, which is a Colonel Race book actually. Another character who we have seen in previous books, including with Poirot. I was also in the mood for classics, so I reread The Picture of Dorian Gray, which has been years since I've read that. That is by Oscar Wilde. I absolutely love The Importance of Being Earnest. I've seen that performed many times. I've seen the films on it. Dorian Gray is quite different. It's much darker in theme, I think. I'm considering doing a review on it, but I'm not sure if people will be interested or not. I guess I'll think about it anyway. Then I was in the mood for Edgar Allan Poe, who I have read as well before. I read The Fall of the House of Usher, I read The Raven, and a few other short stories. I love his writing actually, but it has been many moons since I read them and I've been really enjoying them. Though I haven't read all, of course, just a few. I thought when I get in the mood, then I can read a few more. And I finally read a H.G. Wells book. I've been wanting to for a while. I read The Time Machine, which I really enjoyed actually. But I have seen several films based on this book. I've seen the original film with Rod Taylor. I don't think there was an earlier one. That one came out, I think, in the 60s. So when I was reading the book, it was very, very familiar. Though there are some things that the book touches on which the film doesn't. The second film with, what's his name, Guy Pearce, the Australian actor, he does nothing like the book at all. And that has made me want to read more H.G. Wells, but not just yet. What else did I read? Oh, that's right, Alex Verus. This is an urban fantasy series. I have read the first book, I think it was last year. I have 5 altogether, and I wanted to read the other 4. I've been wanting to finish this series or read a few more and see if I wanted to finish it. I read Cursed, Taken, Chosen, and Hidden. I did enjoy it, but wow, yeah, I'm a little ambivalent about this character, Alex Verus. I think I've been missing Dresden Files so much that I'm keen to read more urban fantasy. But Alex Verus is not as charming a character as Harry Dresden, I don't think. I am enjoying the books though, and in fact I'm determined to read the whole series, so that's a plus, I guess. I also read the second De Vere cycle, book. I think it's called Dark Spell by Catherine Kerr. I much preferred the second one to the first, though Rodri still annoys me so much in the books. He always has, actually. I'm enjoying it, but I'm still not quite loving it, which really surprised me. It is something that I'm going to continue with, and I'm going to read all the books that I have. But I will confess, I don't know if it just hasn't stood the test of time or whether my tastes have changed. Very possible, I guess. And I'm thinking I might read one of the books in the series each month rather than all together in one go. I still haven't read Golden Sun, which is the sequel to Red Rising, because I'm really dragging it out. I'm actually surprised at myself. I thought I would have just hopped in straight away, but part of me just doesn't want to finish it. It's not a long series, and I know I'm going to feel deflated once it's done. Yeah, I think that's something that really affects me with books or series of books is once I'm done, I feel kind of really flat and a little sad that it's over, and it takes me a while to then start something new that I'm excited about especially. But definitely next month, I really do want to finish this series soon. So because I wasn't ready to start that, I decided to try The Final Empire, the first book in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson, because everyone just raves about it on YouTube. I've only ever read Sanderson in relation to The Wheel of Time, so The Final Empire was his own work, not associated with somebody else's. There were certain things I liked, certain things I didn't. I'm thinking I'm going to review this, so I'm not going to say anything more on it. So that is all the books I've read. I think it's around 13, 14, somewhere there. I don't keep track anymore. I have been trying to take a little bit of break from the reading so that I'm not overdosing, but it's still a lot of books, I know. But seriously, some of them were quite short and didn't take me long. Mistborn was, I think, the biggest because it's around 600 odd pages. I have no idea what I'm going to read in May. I guess you guys will find out next month. As always, I leave the plants for last. So I'm going to talk first about my garden, just very, very briefly. Everything is starting to die back, of course, because it is getting colder. I still haven't brought in, say, my coleuses, even though they're ready to come in whenever I want. It just hasn't gotten that cold yet. But I've noticed some of the flowers I've got are starting to die off. And this year, I haven't been in the mood to replace them with winter flowers like pansies. I'm just not sure if I want to go to the bother. Who knows, I might change my mind when all the plants die, because I do like sitting inside where it's nice and warm and toasty and just seeing all this colour outside. So that might change in the future. I guess we'll see. As for my indoor plants, to be honest, they've been doing okay in April. It has been, though, so humid. I think yesterday it had reached 70% humidity inside the house. That's crazy, especially for April. I have not needed to turn on my humidifier yet because it hasn't dropped below 50%. There has been a lot of rain, which is probably why, but still, I've never seen it so high at this time of the year, which means the plants are really liking it. Something, though, that did affect my plants is that my living room faces north, which is the brightest light in Australia, and I had pulled back the curtain so there was nothing between the glass and the sun during spring and summer, and I was quite worried about whether they would get burnt. So I was keeping an eye on them and they seemed fine. But in autumn, because the sun has now changed position, it was hitting some of the plants directly and they got burnt. Not a lot, just enough though that I noticed it and I thought, okay, time to put the curtain back. But my Ficus elastica has got a couple of scorch marks now. as well as perhaps a couple of other plants. Other than that, there's a couple of plants that don't look the best, usually peperomias, but yeah, that's par for the course with peperomias. I'm only going to show you one though that it's not dead and nor is it dying, it just doesn't look great. And that is the Peperomia peppermill. This one has such beautiful leaves, but it just hasn't been happy in my home. I don't know if it's because of watering or other factors, but I'll be honest, it never looked the best when I did get it. And I got it before Christmas actually, so I've had it, 4 months, over 4 months now. It has got some new growth because I'm giving it lots of light, but honestly, it's just not an impressive plant. I don't know if it'll bounce back. I guess we'll find out. The second one, this one I just wish would hurry up and die. I've said this so many times. I've had this plant now for at least 6 months. It has been a diva from day one and I don't like it at all. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, God, you're still alive? Why won't you die? Which sounds terrible, I know, but seriously, this plant, I'm just so over it. I really am. But because part of me does feel guilty, I moved it. Just today, actually, we put it in my east-facing window, very close to the window, to see if brighter light will help the plant. I don't think so, but who knows, right? You can only try. If it doesn't pick up from there, then I suspect I will probably have to bin it at some point because I think it's only got 2 leaves right now. Seriously, what a pain. Okay. Now let's move on to the plants that are doing so well and I am just loving at the moment. The first one is my Spathiphyllum, I think it's Podophyllum Blue Moon, a peace lily. This one has been such a surprise. Don't you love it when you get a plant that you're not that sure if you really love and then you just learn to love it? Because I am definitely loving this one. I love how dark her leaves are and she has put out at least 4, if not 5 leaves in my care. I had heard that they're not always that easy, peace lilies. I haven't had any issues with her. Mind you, we haven't hit the cold weather yet, so that might change. But so far, she's proved quite easy. And I just think she's gorgeous. I love the size of her leaves. I love the shape of her leaves. And I love the colour of them. So yes, she has become a real joy to look after. Next one is my Syngonium wendlandii. Oh wow, I just love this one. I just always want to touch its leaves. But I have it now hanging in my east-facing window and it is just loving life. It cannot stop putting out leaves. It's a smallish plant. Perhaps this one doesn't grow as big as some Syngoniums, but it's one of the few that I've been very successful with. It still does occasionally yellow a leaf, but I suspect that might be because I'm allowing it to dry out too much because I'm trying not to overwater my plants. But she is just gorgeous. I just love how dark her leaves are with that kind of light minty colour stripe running down the centre of her leaves. She really is a gorgeous plant. Underrated too, I think. The last one I'm going to show you is a Hoya Mathilde. Wow, I have fallen in love with this plant so hard. I've put it in my library, my spare room on the bookcase. So it's probably back around 1 metre from my east-facing window and she's just loving life. She kind of surprises me because I don't often go into that room, not even every day. So when I do see her, it's like, wow, she's put on all this growth. And I just love her leaves so much. They're so dark with that lovely kind of spatter on them. I just love her. And she has not proved difficult at all. I am liking Hoyas very much right now because they're so much easier than my peperomias, but not all of them. I'm a little fussy which ones I do like. She is definitely becoming a favourite though, and so cute. If I have a photo of her when I first got her, I'll show you how big she was when I got her compared to now. As I said, April was a good month for my plants. I didn't lose any. Yay! That is always a big plus if you ask me. Who knows, I might end up killing some in the winter months, but hopefully not. You can only try, right? Well, that is all I have for you guys today. Now I want to hear what you guys got up to in April. How are your plants doing? How is your garden doing? Are you reading anything interesting? Are you watching anything interesting? And you can let me know down in the comments, or you can contact me on Instagram. Thank you all so very much for watching. I so appreciate all of you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then you know you can do the usual thing. You can like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. I'm Kathy. Wow, okay. G'day to all of you lovely people, and I can't talk. It was, I think, a week after the other Easter.